The fifth area I want to visit with you about is yoga. Now, I realize that for many who are listening to the message either at this campus, one of our other campuses, or online, that it seems maybe to you initially a bit shocking, perhaps a bit out of place, that in the middle of talking about paranormal, how did we make the leap over to yoga? That alone really for me is an indication of how far our society has drifted into a post-Christian culture. Earlier, it would have been a given that yoga was inherently a form of Eastern mysticism that Christians should absolutely avoid, but that is no longer the case. Yoga, it seems, is everywhere. The word yoga comes from the Sanskrit language, and the word means yoke. You know, like you've seen oxen in a yoke. Jesus says, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. But yoga offers a yoke by which you yoke yourself to the divine. The intent of yoga is to raise and expand consciousness for the purpose of experiencing peace, energy, and divine presence. This is accomplished by bringing the body, the mind, and the soul into unison. That happens by releasing a life force called prana through the body via 7 psychic centers called chakras. Yoga utilizes 3 means to achieve that goal. Let me give them to you. Number 1, pranayama, which is breath control, by which you tap in through your breathing, the control of your body, you tap in to not only the relaxation of breath, but the movement of the body to link you into a divine flow of energy. The second is asana, which is body positions. And every single body position has a meaning. Now let me say this, yoga positions were not designed by your local fitness instructor. They were designed, they were created with demonic intent to open you up to demonic power, because Hinduism is demonic. Every false religion is demonic. Hinduism is not a mild, gentle, pacifist religion. Anybody who says that has not visited India. Neither is Buddhism. We may have a sanitized view of it in our Western culture, but it is not pacifist. It is demonic. It is idol worship. For example, the body positions, and there are several. I'll give you just a couple of them. The sun salutation. These are the poses, the mountain pose forward, crescent lunge, plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. The salutation is meant to greet the sun and is used as a way to celebrate and worship the Hindu sun god, Surya, who gives health and immortal life. That's what all of those are doing. You're welcoming the sun god, you're greeting the sun god, you're paying homage to the sun god. That's what it means. The lotus position, very familiar to most people. The lotus position has sexual connotations as something in the spiritual realm that is known as the diamond enters you. People say, well, it doesn't mean that to me. Well, it doesn't matter when you're participating in yoga, that's what it means. To say that the positions of yoga are no more than exercise would be tantamount to saying water baptism is just aqua aerobics. There's a third area, meditation, which is designed to bring you into a place of consciousness often associated or assisted, by a mantra. The word mantra is a combination of two words, man meaning mind, tra meaning transport, mind transport. A practitioner of yoga will seek to achieve a pure state of consciousness by chanting certain words or the sacred symbol, which is which is considered to be the primal voice of God. And it's not the true God, it's a demon. Even in Hatha yoga, which many want to say is only physical exercise, the teacher greets the student, and the students greet the teacher with the saying, "I honor the divine in you," which embraces pantheism and is therefore, at its get-go, a denial of the one true God. Hatha classes typically conclude with a 10 to 15-minute relaxation period to relax the body or still the mind. As part of this process, students are often given a mantra to repeat in meditation or chanting. Hindu mantras are typically the names of Hindu gods or goddesses, which violates the first commandment to have no other gods before our God. Listen to this. Swami Param says participants should be invited up front to come study Hinduism, which is what they're doing when they're learning Hatha yoga. Now listen, yoga is diametrically opposed to Christianity. Meditation and yoga brings a person to a consciousness of nothing around them, an awareness of nothing around them. It lowers the mind gate that God has established for preservation, spiritually speaking, for a person. In fact, when you read sites regarding Kundalini yoga, it advises be very, very careful as you move into that, because as it releases the serpent located at the base of the spine, these are normal sites. Say be very careful because it can cause the mind to be altered permanently. Meditation in yoga is consciousness of nothing. Meditation in Christianity is thinking about God's word specifically and the goodness of God. God never intended for us to empty our minds or leave the door of our minds unguarded. To do so is spiritually dangerous. Listen, you cannot separate yoga from its Hindu roots. Dr. Douglas Gruthis, professor of philosophy at Denver Seminary, said, "I don't think Christian yoga works. It's an oxymoron. If it's truly Christian, it can't be yoga." All forms of yoga involve occult assumptions. Even Hatha yoga, which is often presented as a merely physical discipline. To that end, Christians should stay away from yoga because of its demonic roots. You say, well, which yoga? Beginner yoga, hot yoga, yin yoga, restorative yoga, chair yoga, upside down yoga, yoga. Participating in it at any level is potentiating the opening up of your life, your home, your situation to the demonic. I hope this is helpful for your consideration. I don't do it to make anybody mad. If I made you mad, that's unfortunate. But I have a responsibility before God as the shepherd of souls to say, I've told you the truth.